Welcome to Good Mythical More. We're gonna test our conversational segue skills.
Oh, pros.
We're gonna pull something out of here and I'm gonna talk about it, and then you're gonna pull something else out of here that you want to talk about, but you've got to seamlessly transition my conversation to that.
Smooth segues.
Silky.
So close, but also the topics are just on one little sheet. The two topics are pre-chosen for your a journey, for your exploration.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We may have to change that.
I mean, we could have done it.
We may have to change it.
You underestimated us.
You could push the slips aside and just verbally receive, but you do like to pull slips out of a bowl.
Yeah,
is what you said. You wanted more slips in a bowl this year. So.
I have an idea.
It's my little routine.
Everybody's gonna be happy.
But first, before we get to that, let's donate $1,000 to Oxfam America to aid in their mission to fight inequality and end poverty and injustice by offering life-saving support in times of crisis and advocating for economic justice, gender equality, and climate action. Please join us in giving at oxfamamerica.org/donate.
Oxfam. Okay, we'll do it that way at first. Should we?
Are they side by side? Because if they're side by side, we can get someone to fold them so that you see one and
I see one and you see the other. There we go.
Perfect.
Okay. You know, chickens are everywhere. You know, I just woke up this morning thinking about that. Just how chickens everywhere. I mean, everywhere you look, there's a chicken, usually in edible form.
Yeah.
And of course, where do those come from? It made me question. It made me appreciate the farmers of chickens.
Right.
You know, when you think of farmers, you typically think of crops, but chicken is a crop.
I just wanted to say I'm happy that you two could see what you're talking about, but just that we don't know.
I guess I'm not real sure what the subject you're talking about is yet.
You need to know mine?
What's happening?
No, it's fine.
I'm talking about chicken farmers. Now, I don't know what.
Well,
and Rhett's talking about whatever this is.
Okay, okay.
I think it's fine that you don't know. I just think it's important that we can establish what the subject matter is through talking about it. So, I mean, now I understand, but
I'd like to talk to you about chicken farmers.
No. Just keep going. Like you said chickens, then you said farmers, then you said crop. And I was like, is it crops?
It's chicken farmers.
Just keep going.
You're interested now?
Yeah. Keep talking about it.
Yeah.
Say a little bit more.
Well, yeah.
Give me more to go on.
Don't get me started about chicken farmers.
Can you contextualize what the game is now? I think is the ask.
I'm going to seamlessly transition to the subject that I want to talk about using and participating in the conversation that he has already started.
Got it. Okay.
But what did you think it was going to be?
Yeah.
Well, you start with one thing and you get to the other thing by connecting like different things.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm going.
For example, telescope and fire, you would say a telescope uses a glass lens, which is also found on a magnifying glass, and some people are magnifying.
Oh, you want us to connect it conceptually? We're going to connect it conversationally because we're trying to teach people how to interact with other humans.
Okay.
Yeah.
We might do your way in a little bit. As long as we get to pull slips, we're fine.
I had a number of uncles who were chicken farmers.
Yep.
They would have these long barns just full of chickens being farmed. Different ages.
And you know, it's interesting.
They would all start at one age and then they'd all get older at the same time, and they would turn from yellow chickens into white chickens.
Well, the funny thing about farming, and I wonder what your uncles would think about this, is that, do you know about Farmers Only? You know, it's the dating thing.
Yeah, the dating app for farmers.
And so I've got a friend back in North Kakalaki that's still a farmer, and he's on that. And he recently, you know, you go on there and you look at your interests and you look at the interests of the lady farmers that you might be interested in. And he saw one lady, and she was so hot. And in all her pictures, she was pulling things out of the ground. Carrots, big carrots, cucumbers. Ooh. It was a bit suggestive, but I think that was all part of it.
Oh.
But then he went down a little bit further on her list, and he saw that she was a really good break dancer. What do you think of that? So apparently breakdancing is something that lady farmers can do.
I think lady farmers can breakdance.
Do you think it makes a lady farmer sexier if she can breakdance?
I think if what you're seeing really happened, then I think that's awesome.
Oh,
but if you're just saying
really
it just so you can talk about breakdancing
no,
right
no,
now,
no, 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 no,
like
no, why would I do that?
I mean, you're not lying to commandeer my conversation.
No, 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 no.
Okay, then I'm
interested in your legitimate opinion about whether or not breakdancing makes lady farmer sexier.
It definitely does.
Okay.
And if you...
I wonder if she breakdances with the carrots in her hands.
I definitely like the idea of watching ladies pull roots out of the ground.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. And then spin on their backs.
Yeah.
Get a little dirty.
See what we did there?
Stevie?
See what we did there? That's not it. You know what it reminds me of? Back in our evangelical days, you had to be able to turn any conversation to
about Jesus.
Get someone to make a decision about a personal relationship with Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So what I would like to do in this round is I would like for you to try to transition the front of it, like fold it the other way and don't look at it. Your subject, and don't look at mine. I'm going to try to transition into that. You can show it to the people. But you're going to try to transition into a personal relationship with Jesus.
Okay, so I'm trying to make my thing about Jesus.
And I'm trying to make it about...
whatever this is.
What this?
You know, one of my favorite things in the world is volcanoes.
Volcanoes are cool.
I've actually been to one. I went to one in Hawaii, and I actually got very, very close to the lava, which was just this fiery stuff on the ground. And we actually got up on this thing and we looked down into the volcano, and it was just a pit of fire. And I was like, that reminds me so much of hell.
Oh, God.
And I was like, man, I don't want to jump in that.
Hold on.
Listen, if I were to jump in that, it would be like I went to hell. And do you know the way to not go to hell? Have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ.
Thank you for sharing that so abruptly.
Do you have one?
Is this a sad story?
No, it's not sad at all, because this is the free gift of God He gave himself for us.
But the hell part, that's a pretty sad story.
It's really sad, and it's a bit confusing that God created it, and that a lot of people go there, and that's what's all part of the plan. But it's not that big of a deal because He gives you a little out if you hear about this guy.
So I would love to support your story by just playing some violins underneath it.
Yeah,
the sad part.
But if you don't,
and then when it got the Jesus part, then it can be trumpets.
That is pretty sad. But if you don't ideologically agree with this truth proposition that I'm making about this man that lived 2,000 years ago, you're going to be punished forever, eternally. You're going to burn forever. You're going to be there for 1 trillion years. And then just when you start thinking that it's okay, it's going to be another 1 trillion years of just complete agony.
Okay.
That is God's plan.
I'm cool with that if you let me play some violins under your story in post.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
Is it happening now?
It happened retroactively, I think.
Oh, well, maybe hell's not that bad after all. Maybe you don't need
See,
Jesus.
there we go. We got everything in that one.
How's that, Stevie?
Now let's play Stevie.
That was great.
Well, as a person,
if you died today,
as a person who doesn't believe that Jesus is the Son of God, how does that make you feel?
Well,
a little insecure about your eternal future.
He was Jewish, though.
Well, I want to assure you, I was paying attention for every moment of the conversation.
Now let's. Do you want to do it the same? You want me to do? You want me to say?
I've already
this
seen
time?
one side.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with Vegas buffets, and I'm going to try to get to Jesus.
Okay.
And I don't know what you're getting to. I haven't looked.
And I'm really going to try to make it about that.
You ever been to Vegas?
Oh yeah. Sin City.
Have you noticed about? Have you noticed the buffets? They're everywhere.
Yeah. The buffets.
You can just
more than just food. You know what I'm saying?
You can gluttonize yourself.
The sphere.
You can really not please God with your debauchery.
Yeah.
And debauchery.
Yeah.
At Vegas.
Yep.
And then what are you going to do about it? How are you going to pay for that?
How am I going to pay for my debauchery? Probably with my paycheck.
Probably some punishment, right? You probably should.
Well,
be punished.
yeah. I mean, if you drink a lot, maybe you feel a little hungover. You know, maybe if you have a little fun, you get an STD. Yeah, that kind of punishment.
Well, I mean, if Jesus were with you, do you think he would have done that?
Oh no, never.
Right.
Never.
Right.
If Jesus was there, I'd
that
be like,
standard
let's do something better than
that
this.
standard of perfection, you're kind of falling short of that.
I would be like, let's go to the buffet with Jesus, and maybe he'll make it even bigger.
I just don't think that like a holy God would want you to go to a big buffet with Jesus.
Oh, okay. Well, but did you? Well, you know, it seems like you're into the Bible.
Yeah, I'm definitely into the Bible. What do you?
Well, one of my favorite passages in the Bible is when that donkey talks.
Pretty awesome.
You know about that story?
I can't remember what he said.
I don't know if what he said is the cool part. I think the fact that he just said something.
Oh.
You know, I mean, I'm sure it's important. I'm sure I can look it up. I think the guy's name was like Laban or something like that. But anyway, yeah, the donkey talked, and it happened. It really did. It happened. It's right there in it.
And then...
I've never seen a donkey talk.
Is that all you want to talk about was donkeys?
Well, the more I think about donkeys talking, the more I realize that I just kind of like donkeys in general.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, donkeys are kind of...
Speechless donkeys?
Have you seen the donkeys on TikTok that are so lovable? And they're very lovable. And they're almost like big dogs. People nestle and nuzzle with a donkey on TikTok.
You know who else is lovable? Jesus.
Well done.
So what?
Stevie, you learning anything?
Donkeys.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what was the way y'all wanted to do it?
You know what? It doesn't matter anymore because this way is so much better.
Let's try your way.
I think the way they wanted to do it was they wanted to conceptually connect.
It's kind of like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Let's try that.
Rainbows and robots.
But let's put Jesus in the middle.
Okay, yeah, we've got to get from rainbows to Jesus to robots. So rainbows are in the sky. Rainbows are in the Bible. Rainbows are supposedly... God created a rainbow in order to help you remember the promise that he's not going to kill everybody via a flood.
Right. The first rainbow
except
ever.
for one guy and his family.
There were no rainbows ever until God decided that he had made a mistake in creating the human race and wanted to save this one dude and his family, and every single animal species fit on this one boat, and they were on there for a year.
Robots.
Anyway.
And, you know, if there were a modern day global flood, we would have to throw the robots on the ark. Right. You know, think about that.
Right,
think about...
Right. Got to save all the robots.
You got to save technology.
I think we would probably get the robots to come up with a way to...
There it is.
To combat the global flood as well.
Rainbows, we didn't say Jesus specifically, but...
Well, the ark is
a redemption story.
The ark is symbolic of Jesus. You have to understand the metaphor.
Is that really the idea that God thought making humans was a mistake? Is that canon?
Yep. The specific verse in Genesis says, and I'm paraphrasing, he looked down to all the evil in the world, and he regretted making people.
I agree
So
with
he's
that.
like, I'll kill them all. You know, God stuff.
But he's merciful, so he's gonna...
Yeah, it's still cool though, man, because of Jesus. Can you tell we're not bitter about it?
Hospital to Jesus to Rice Krispie treats. Hospital to Jesus to Rice Krispie treats.
Okay, well,
we got to go quick.
Here's the thing about being in a hospital. One of the saddest things about the hospital is the impending death of a certain percentage of people there. And it is a time in which people, even people who have denied God, even people who have said they don't even believe in God, are faced with the prospect of dying, and something clicks and they realize, I need to connect with God just in case. Maybe there is a God. There are no atheists in foxholes, and a foxhole's a lot like a hospital. And at that point, they call the chaplain in, and it doesn't matter what they've done in their life. It doesn't matter who they've wronged. It doesn't matter how many people they've wronged and how many things they've done. If they say the right prayer before they die, they can go spend eternity in heaven.
You have to mean it. You have to mean it.
You gotta mean it.
You have to be sorry.
You gotta mean it. You gotta mean it.
You have to be truly humble.
You gotta be truly humble.
It's not just a magic prayer.
It's not a magic prayer. You can't just put it in a booklet. You can't just put it in a little booklet and then hand it out to people.
You can't just mix it in a bowl and snap, crackle, pop.
No, you can't do that.
You know, you're going to heaven. You got to mean it.
You got to mean it because God knows the heart.
Snap, crackle, pop. I got it. I think I got it.
Go for it.
I did it already.
Oh,
snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and we're gonna keep going here.
Learning anything, Stevie?
I like this version. This is a nice compromise so that you guys can talk about Jesus and we can play the game the way that we want.
We used to train people how to talk about Jesus. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Pirates to Jesus to Dolly Parton.
Oh, okay. Hey, lay up much.
Because you're talking about Blackbeard had a beard.
And you know who didn't?
Jesus.
Jesus didn't.
Jesus had a beard. Probably.
Well, a lot of pictures he's got one.
A lot of pictures, a lot of renderings of Jesus have a beard.
But I just think that's a misconception because most carpenters can't have a beard because it might get caught. And a lot of people don't know Jesus probably just had a clean shaven face and a buzz cut because he was a carpenter and you can't get your hair caught in your wood.
Nope.
So anyway, that is something that a lot of people don't know about.
Some people believe that Jesus had a secret wife.
And speaking of wood, have you been to Dollywood? It's one of my favorite theme parks. I want sharded on the way there.
You're still going conversational. You got to go conceptual. Like people thought that Jesus had a secret wife, right? Some people do think
Mary Magdalene.
Mary Magdalene.
A lot of people believe that.
His wife, Dolly Parton, has a secret husband.
She does. Well, not quite so secret, but it's known that
he's not visible. And he's an invisible husband.
And everybody kind of accepts that she probably hasn't been incredibly faithful to him, but it's fine because she's Dolly. It's cool.
Don't you say anything about Dolly like being faithful to her husband.
You don't think Dolly,
stay out of that.
You don't think Dolly's? I mean, come on, really? You think that? You think Dolly's just been with that guy the whole time? Yes.
There's an invisible husband.
I'm not holding it against her. I think they have an arrangement.
Well, where are you getting this from? You're going to turn everybody against you. I mean, it's
stories.
It's one thing to talk about Jesus, another thing to talk down about Dolly.
I'm not talking down about her. I think they have an arrangement. And finally, we're going to go from dinosaurs. Uh-oh.
Don't get him started.
To Jesus, to skateboards, which this is like a youth group curriculum. You know, it's like,
let them have it.
Let's put it all together.
Back in the days of dinosaurs and humans.
Well, as you might know, God created the world in 6 days about 6,000 years ago. Now, we typically, when you go to museums, you will see that there are dinosaur bones that everyone there says are millions of years old. But we know that that's not true because that is not compatible with a literal interpretation of Genesis, which is the only acceptable interpretation of the book of Genesis. So clearly, as is on display at the Creation Museum in Kentucky, run by Ken Ham of Answers in Genesis, dinosaurs and people lived at the same time. You can go and see them, and you can see how the people would run away from the T-Rexes, and they found a way to coexist, and it was kind of cool. It was kind of awesome. And in fact, in that little short period of time before Eve ate that apple, the woman, and caused the entire world to fall into sin, dinosaurs coexisted with people.
They didn't eat them.
And they didn't eat people. They ate fruit. So dinosaurs were fruit and plant eaters because the sin of Eve is what caused death to enter the world, which caused us to then have to become meat eaters. So anyway, Jesus came and fixed all that.
Yeah, he did.
And
you seen that meme of him with his thumbs up? And if you did like a mid-journey, like let's see the rest of this scene, and they would add his feet, sandals of course.
Yeah.
Skateboard underneath.
Skateboard underneath. And I don't know what you're doing this Thursday night, but over at
we're having a little get together.
Church Alive.
It's just a little
Church Alive 3000. The youth group we call lightning time. That's what we call our little gathering on Thursday night. It's lightning time.
It's just fun.
It's just fun.
You don't have to believe anything.
We're gonna have some refreshments. We're gonna
first.
watch a cool movie about skateboarding.
Yes.
It's only about skateboarding.
Nothing else.
There will not be a transition in the middle of the movie where it becomes about Jesus. It is a movie about skateboarding. And if you're into skateboarding, you should skate on over to Lightning.
Have some Dr. Pepper.
Thursday night.
I'll be there.
You know what time it is. Time for a new GMM themed collection in the store, mythical.com.